What's up, everybody? This is Living Good Living, CEO of the DMV Daily and Hip Hop on the Wire, and I'm fucking with RapAboutTV.
Wow. As much amongst the people, racism.
Yo, man, good morning. What's going on? We here with another episode of RapAboutTV. We have a special guest with us here this morning. It's Living Good Living, John, journalist himself, man. How you doing?
I'm alright, bro. How are you?
I'm alright. What's going on with you?
Yeah, nothing much, man. I've just been resting this break, man.
Yeah.
Like products and sleeping.
Man, I can dig it, man. Alright, let me jump right into it off the back. I see you wear a lot of different hats. I see.
Yeah.
You CEO, DMV with DMV Daily. I see you manage an artist. Just give me a little bit of background, a little about your story, how you got into this game.
Oh, well, basically, it started when I was a kid. I used to watch a lot of Nick at Night, a lot of Fresh Prince, Kenan and Kel, The Man Vine Show, Fresh Prince, obviously. All those like Disney movies, Lion King, Toy Story, it really got me interested in media. And I just got into that, and it all started as a kid. Then I came to my undergrad school, University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, UMES.
Okay.
And when I was 19, I interned under USA Today, so I really got to learn a lot what I did there. Then I just took what I did from there and just applied it to undergrad. My junior year, met up with Beyonce or Tay Sweezy, and we started up with DMV Daily, and we just really took off.
Right.
What was the mindset behind DMV Daily?
Next Chicago Tribune, New York Times, I wanted to bring that to the area because I was like, there's so much potential. We have a lot of good music artists coming up too, but it's all disconnected. You have Wale. Well, that was when I was like in high school. Wale had the song with Lady Gaga. And I was like, why is this not talked about more? Then I saw Shy Glizzy drop a couple of mixtapes. And people were making fun of his voice instead of supporting him. And that kind of hit me. The go-go era was really popping back then too. I was like, no one is talking about this. And even now you have Golden Lake, Alex Vaughn, Rico Anthony out there. Shout out to my young boy Corday. Now he's all over the country touring and shit. And people still, well, at least in this area, everywhere else it seems like they like him.
They accept him. So
Yeah.
why do you think that is? It seems like in the area we gotta kind of leave out of here to get our just due, and maybe when we come back and we get our love in the area. Why do you think that is?
Popularity is a lot of it. Rico deserves all the credit in the world. So does Q, but they were really liked here. There's a couple artists that aren't liked here. When they leave it, they blow up, like Corday.
Yeah.
It's literally just popularity, I think. Plus, people just listen. They just listen to one sound. We all know what the sound is, so I'm just thinking you really got to open your mind up and realize that that there's more than just the GMV here. You got to expand.
Right. So how do you go about picking up your content? Like how does that work? How do you go out sourcing out your content?
Well, I study a lot. Growing up, I studied Charlemagne, Nardwar, Vlad TV. I looked at the industry and literally was like, I need to model myself a little bit after them, but I have my own little flair to it. And now it's come to the point where it's just natural, just people I met throughout life, just going out and networking, meeting people. And that's just how it really happened. I just met the right people.
Yeah, dope. So how long you been in this? You said what? 2 years now?
This is my second year out of undergrad, so I would consider that. I don't count my internship. I don't count that.
Right. So
An area years.
Yeah.
So I heard you say New York Times, etc. So that's where you do ultimately. Do you want to transition to what? Newspapers, magazines? Do you still want to go that route, or just because everything's digital? You just
I'm gonna keep it digital, because there's no point in printing out magazines and no one's gonna buy them.
Right.
Everything is on your phone or on your laptop, so why go to that? I just want to bring that feel to it, and that's why it's here, and that's why I'm gonna keep growing with it too.
Right. Okay. So is there anything else that you down the pipeline? Do you want to put on events maybe, or?
I'm working on some things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing is the nonprofit, The Daily Cares. Because I want to give back. Growing up, I dealt with a lot of, stuff in my life, such as barely knowing my dad, or, my mom was sick a lot. So I really And that's the big thing, in the world is mental health.
People
diagnose that wrong too.
See, that's crazy because you stick around. I was gonna jump into that a little later. Actually, mental health. So, actually, matter of fact, I guess that's just a good segue. I guess we can jump into that now. That is a big conversation, mental health. So, what is your take on that? I have a take on mental health. On mental health issues, but I just want to know generally, what's your take? And then after that, Pete, you can answer that too. What's your take on mental health issues?
It's diagnosed the wrong way. It's always used to excuse some random white kid shooting up at school, but if you see anybody else of any other color or ethnicity do something wrong, they're always labeled a thug, illegal. I'm just thinking, this is type of what type of BS is that?
You beat me to the punch on that.
I was just really thinking that's a whole bunch of BS, man. And everything seems to set up to support like a white person, excusing them doing a crime, Even when I was in school, I was always suspended a lot, and there was a couple of white kids who did worse stuff than me. I seen one kid do cocaine and he got off.
What school grade was this?
High school.
Oh man.
High school. And my mom came in, my mom's Trinidadian. So they heard her accent. She's black too.
Is she okay? In good health now, or?
She's unfortunately gone, but and my dad's Hispanic. They heard both their accents, and then they saw me. It was like, no, you're not good. Let's keep you suspended. Come on, man. You're literally gonna upset the other kid to counseling. He doesn't regret what he done. I kind of did regret. I got in a lot of fights, and I wanted to change. And I saw that other kid didn't want to change. So mental health just labeled wrong. It's used. Mental health awareness is used for the wrong reason. Like if a white person feels sad, it's like, oh my God, they have depression.
Right. I agree with When I said you jump to the punches on the way here, I was thinking about that. And I was thinking it's a big Charlamagne, everybody out promoting mental health issues, but they don't ever really talk about the mental health that's going on in our community, especially from drama from slavery, Jim Crow era. And why do you think, I'm gonna go to Mo, why do you think that is? And
like you said, it's a misdiagnosis, but at the same time, you misdiagnose somebody, you put a pre-diagnosis inside of them and make them think about themselves a certain way. So when they think about themselves a certain way, they act a certain way, which then it gives them a direct reflection of what they thought that they was, or whoever they are. Right. It gives them a whole other reason to say, all right, well, point the finger, or put this characteristic on this person, just because somebody told them that at a young age and they started living that out. Just to become whatever it was that they told them, not knowing that you could be something totally different. You just tell yourself, you know what I mean? So when I think of mental health, I think of mental strength as well. Right. Because if you're strong-minded, then some things that come along with depression and thoughts of suicide and being putting a stigma on, you know what I mean? All of that can be transformed and turned around by thinking about yourself a different way. Right. Think about yourself a different way, you're gonna walk different. You're gonna walk different, you're gonna end up talking different. You're gonna meet some new people that's gonna put you in a different circle. It's gonna throw you way out of the category of being a thug or whatever the case, whatever they might, place you. So it's one, we can always think about what somebody else has done. But we always got to think about our own mental strength and what we can do for ourselves. It's not always everybody else's fault. Right. We got to pick ourselves up no matter where we at. It's our life, it's our understanding. Right.
But I mean, okay. Because everything starts with yourself. But my thing is again, because the conversation really will help. Because so if you got a person who comes from war, I mean, they do have, I guess, a good enough reason to have, what is it, the term? PTSD. So in a nutshell, are you saying the war don't affect plays no part in them getting that on.
It's literally it's the same thing. What somebody can tell you is the same thing as what you've been shown and what you've gone through. It's a life's experience.
Yeah.
Now sometimes it's a whole lot deeper. That's why I say strength. It's a lot of people when you go into the military, they break your mind.
Yeah.
They break you down. So you're already mentally weak. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to civilian life and coming back home, all you know is bombs, explosions, do this on time, you know, structure. But when you come back home, there's no structure. There's all loose cannons running around. You automatically think like this is what I was, you know, told to defend myself from, or you know, stand off against, or sit in the corner and like just watch.
Right.
When you back at home, you know what I'm saying, with everybody else in civilian life, man, loose cannons. There's no structure out here.
So what is the structure like for us in the communities that come from our parents that come from being hung only 50 years ago, slavery not too far behind that. So what is the structure like in our community, y'all would say? And that's for open.
It's weak, there's no infrastructure.
So how do we change, because I know the system is set up to keep us in that, but how do we change that? You know what I'm saying? I know bringing the conversation, so what do you think, how do we change that?
One, it just gotta, awareness is already brought, it just gotta be accepted. I think the government gotta be changed too. It's a lot of older white people telling everybody else how to live. Like, I'm not even gonna mention his name in office. You know what I'm talking about, but everything he does is for the benefit of him.
Yeah.
Everyone that's like 65 and up in life.
Yeah.
That has to go because they lived through slavery and they were okay with it. I really think about it.
I mean, yeah, because
another way to. I mean, at the end of the way, dude is a businessman.
Yeah.
So he's not a president. He's a businessman. So
everything
everything he do, I feel like is for business. Even when he them not letting the government look through his taxes or what ties he had. Yeah. When it comes to his money, that's a businessman. When I get done doing this 4-year stint, I have to go back to being a businessman. I have to set myself up, my business up for future endeavors, and that's all he does. So I understand selfishness in it. I don't think they care about what's going on because to them, when a shooting happens, to white people, when a shooting happens, the kid is labeled as trouble. Oh, he stayed in his room a lot. Oh, he didn't have a lot of friends.
That's bullshit.
That's a trouble kid to you. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have a lot of friends. He stayed in the basement and he read up on guns a lot.
Yeah.
And then he goes randomly, wakes up one day and he plans out to just start shooting
shooting people that had nothing to do with them.
Nothing.
Right. Yeah.
That's a trouble kid to them. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when you got the violence that's going on in black communities, they're gang members. Automatically. No nothing. Gang members. Oh, he had ties to, he had, you look at his old Facebook pictures, he had friends that grew up in the same neighborhood and they're gang members and they bloods. Oh, he's a blood. That's not a trouble kid. That's not a single parent kid. It's automatically a gang member. He's a thug.
Yeah. So that brings us, up and we talked about it before, but I just want to hear your take on it. So how do you, I heard you mention government, so how do you feel with voting? Do you still have faith in the system and the government? What's your take on in voting?
For voting, it's more you gotta vote for the right local officials because that's how you get the electoral college votes for like the main government officials. Mm-hmm. And even then, it's some little corruption. We heard in Georgia, we literally saw in Florida. Florida was literally, I believe that was tampered with because the upper guy won. And I literally saw it and I was like, damn, you ain't gonna get this man for corruption? Like, you know there's a federal offense too, but we know why that didn't happen, but I mean, it's, like you said, slavery was just 56 years ago.
Man,
this country really just got diverse like 30 years ago, so you just gotta look at it that way.
So I always pose, I come as millennials, I guess I'm a millennial, right?
Yeah.
We can't form our own political party, and so because you have, like you said, you have a bunch of rich white guys in higher offices doing what they do. Yeah. How come we can't have rich millennials in our office doing what we do. So
We actually can.
because no one actually talks about that, you know, with that idea. It's always trying to, let's see if we can change the
A
government.
lot of the content we're shown too is mainly entertainment, and it's mainly some of it's distraction to me. Such as that 6ix9ine kid, I think it's a total distraction. And I don't support anything he does. You know, it's just a lot of nonsense. Like people want to keep up with Kardashians and Kanye and all this other stuff. I'm like, come on, man, this shit doesn't matter to me.
I gotta weigh in on the
Yeah, go
6ix9ine thing.
Oh yeah.
So I was the same way, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny because Chaz would be like, man, you gotta listen to that record. I think it was the Dumbo.
Put the sticky up.
Yeah, that. And I'd be like, nah, I ain't listening to him, man. He a clown, you know what I'm saying? So I watched one interview from him recently when he went to the Breakfast Club. It was a recent interview, you know what I'm saying? And he was like stuttering on his words and stuff like that. I'll say with him, you know what I'm saying? He's, at the end of the day, when I watched that interview, I left that interview and said, dang, this really just a 22-year-old kid.
Right.
That grew up in this, that grew up, I'm not making no excuse for him, you know what I'm saying? Decisions were made, you gotta live with that, whatever that decision was, and whatever, you know, the 12 people in the jury gonna stand by, whatever. But it's a 22-year-old kid that has a child, and he really just wanna get his child straight.
So you wanna know how to help these?
He did what he had to do, you know what I'm saying? Again, decisions was made that he gotta live with.
It's just some of the stuff like trying to fake being a gangster and all this other stuff. I'm like, just be
CB4.
yourself. Just be yourself. Man. That was
CB4
too.
If you watch that movie,
He didn't have to come for YG like that. That was all him.
listen,
You know.
if you watch CB4, that shit still happens today. It's a bunch of people, it's a bunch of other rappers who act like that, but then you
I'll
find
give you
out, hold
that.
up, bro, how you get your chain snatched?
He was a little cocky with it too.
Yeah,
Like, he publicized everything.
Of course.
He came for actual gang members.
Yeah.
Not being a gang member. Of course he was gonna get locked up.
I tell you this though, I stopped believing hype when he tried that shit in Houston. When he tried it in Houston, Jay Prince's son. Okay, all right.
He didn't say nothing about
We done. We ain't got nothing more to talk. I knew what it was right then and there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because in certain places you can fly certain places, but it's certain places where they're gonna try you and and you're gonna get exposed.
So you saying you wanna, come on, bro. So you saying you wanna help out the youth more, like the young artists more that get into the industry, because they do be 20, 21-year-old, you know.
Yeah. I was watching that New Edition story movie.
Yeah.
That's still important. But they don't know what they doing. He don't know what he signed. He just out here. You give a 16-year-old a whole bunch of money.
So that means
And a whole bunch of access, a whole bunch
so
of
the
fame,
thing is,
a voice.
the question is, how do you remove the gatekeepers that's at the top of these industries then? Because that's at the end of the day, that's really what's controlling everything. These gatekeepers that's in the music industry, entertainment industry, that's blocking some, letting some in. So the young 21-year-old without guidance, they'll let them indoors, and then they'll pump them up with a bunch of, like you said, distractions.
Yeah.
And so how do we go about changing that and becoming, and where the community become the new gatekeepers?
They're only doing that because it gets money.
Yeah, it is.
Like
I
10
don't
years
think that's something that you can change. Something that's been put in place for so long.
Yeah.
And somebody at the top, and they running everything, and this is a trickle down effect.
So
if they get money off of it, they're gonna keep doing it.
So
You change it by
Just
acknowledging what they know and acknowledging what they've done in the past, so that
Just
you
don't
affect
entertain
their
it.
money.
I like what you said.
Just don't entertain it.
Boom. See, okay, don't entertain it. So like, did you participate? Anybody participate in Black Friday?
No.
No.
I was sleeping yesterday.
So like, now if you know, over the last few years, blacks as a community, which I'm proud of, and we can continue to do, we stopped spending money with the big corporations. So like Kmart's shutting down, Sears is going out of business, Toys R Us going out of business. That just shows, you know, the amount of power we do have when we come together and pull our resources. So in the industry, if you, like you said, if we don't entertain it, that can actually create a type of change that we're looking for.
Absolutely.
So, you know, that I would agree with that though, Mark. I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, and speaking of which, real quick, FYI, Cali, they just had a brawl in one of the Kmart's over Black Friday. I guess they, you know, trying to get a TV or something like that, but that just showed the
I
madness.
seen a bunch of those, bro. I seen a bunch of those.
Yeah.
I was about to say, and they all black people. The ones that I seen.
Was it funnier than one on Georgia Avenue for Howard's Homecoming?
What happened?
McDonald's just on the record.
Oh yeah, that was hard.
What happened?
They started.
Yeah, the record.
The McDonald's right there on Georgia Avenue.
Yeah.
Howard. It's on the
It's
record.
like a whole joint. They got behind the counter and all that.
What?
This Howard Homecoming, that was right. The drink was like 2 minutes too. You know, a 2-minute fight is a long ass fight.
Right. All right, well,
It is. A lot of that shit can happen in 2 minutes in the fight.
Yeah, right. The joint was long.
right back. Well, listen, when we come back, we're gonna get a little bit more. I guess, you know, Trump back in the news as always. But we're gonna dig a little bit more in the conversation, man. You know what it is, Rap About TV. We back. So Pete, well, I guess Pete was going to segue this in. He's mayor.
On yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you said mayor. What she do? What's going on?
So she made a comment that mumbo sauce is it need to be. I forgot her exact words, but she said something about mumbo sauce.
She wants to get rid of it, basically.
Okay,
like
yeah.
she does with a lot of people in DC.
So they get kicking out Chocolate City for real, huh?
Man, you talking about somebody boycotting the major industries like Walmart and Target and all that. What you trying to say? Mumbo sauce for these is.
Man, but I mean,
Try that shit.
all right.
That's the culture of the area.
But she made that a Facebook post, like
See how much we band together then.
But see, that's my thing. All right.
she just got reelected.
We band together on that. I'm not mad at that because we love some good mumbo sauce. But goddamn, we couldn't band together when they was taking our neighborhoods away.
Don't nobody want their freedom, but they want mumbo sauce.
But they gonna have to go out Maryland to get it, man.
Shoot,
They
Hogan ain't no better.
I mean, yeah.
Hogan ain't no better.
That always goes to my point. This voting thing, I swear on everything, man. We've been having this vote campaign for the past 10 years, 20 years. Vote or die campaign, and this shit still hasn't changed. I'm sorry for any children in here. I apologize. And stuff still haven't changed, yo. Why won't we get that part?
Wait, I'm still on this mumbo sauce. How you gonna ban something that somebody can make in their living room?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. So, what was her post like? What was her matter of fact, what was her comments?
Is it gonna be illegal to make mumbo sauce?
Is it? I haven't heard I haven't heard the post. That's crazy.
I saw bits and pieces of it. I don't understand where that came from, too.
She made a Facebook post about
That looks bad because a lot of, like, DC is basically nothing but, you know, white Russian immigrants and shit.
She just trying to change DC. Point blank, period.
Like every time I parked there, I remember, it was one time I was parking right by Howard Theaters. Out of nowhere, this Russian immigrant's telling me that she lived there too much, so she has the right to kick me on my spot.
What happened? She lived here 2 months.
For 2 months. I told her, I lived there since I lived in the DMV since I was 7, so excuse my language, you can get the F out of my face with that.
Well, you know in real estate, alright bro, you know in real estate though, and I know they do this in San Fran a lot, they made it, it's a legality where if you stay in a spot in DC for example, you don't own it, you can't own that land, you get basically written. An investor or somebody with large pockets could come in and buy you out to your place of living.
Yeah.
And you can been there 30 years. They can legally come and buy you out of there. Or whatnot.
Look at parts of Southeast.
That's the last part. That's the richest part of DC.
Yeah.
And that's the last part they're about to take is Southeast.
Because half of it is still Southeast. The other half is.
They took down, I just read about Berry Farms redevelopment plan they had.
Yeah.
So they
I think they just took down the end of certain quarters too.
yeah, they did. Yep, they did. So, you know, they coming in there. And I guess that was why she tweeted about mumbo sauce. That's just another way of just
She didn't ban it. She just said.
So she just didn't like it. That was her preference.
But people are now posting a picture of her when she first signed it. When she first became a mayor, she signed saying, "May the mumbo sauce flow." Yeah, that's what you did when you first came in. But I think she's really just trying to. She's just trying to change DC, if she hasn't already.
I mean, at the end of the day, she don't, like I said, she don't really run stuff. It's always someone in the ear behind her that really, she's just the face or whatnot. So, but so DC, man, goddamn, we gotta come on, man.
$500 tickets too.
Man, yeah, she do the $500 speeding tickets now. God damn, I don't even come to DC. And she makes it so you don't want to come to DC, I swear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, oh man.
It's so congested. You can't even speed DC.
You be surprised, man.
People still.
You be surprised.
Speeding going 2 miles over the speed limit.
Alright, so I know what they do is they'll put the speeding limit up, say for example 55.
Yeah.
But technically it's 50. So they don't tell you that it's really 50, but they'll put up 55. So when you go your 10 over, then they tax you with the speeding ticket.
Give me my
It's so packed. It ain't even nowhere for you to get over.
Man, it is. Yes. Man, shout out. Hey, DC already chopped the city, man. But alright, bet. Before we get out of here, let everybody know where they can follow you, find you, and all that.
My personal Twitter and Instagram is at Living Good Living, LIVENGOODLIVIN, and the DVDaily.com HipHop Wires where you can follow my work, and be on the lookout for Daily Cares LLC, giving back to the community through high schools and all that stuff.
Yeah, we gotta link up too.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, again, like I said, before we get out of here, for those, just a quick FYI, I do articles, and I try to give different updates to the community. So for those who do eat Cheerios and oat bars, just look out for the pesticide that's in there. It starts with a G. I can't even pronounce this. Glycemic. You know how it is. Always some hard shit.
Glycemia is a disease.
But it's the Roundup poison they put in there. So just an FYI, watch what y'all eat.
I don't eat Cheerios.
Another thing is that romaine lettuce.
Romaine lettuce. What happened?
Romaine lettuce, they got some type of E. coli.
Oh yeah.
Tibia is a natural fish. All that,
Tilapia, of course.
Whatever it is.
So just be aware when y'all getting y'all foods in the grocery store. Look at the labels, and do y'all due diligence, man. They playing for keeps out here. So
yeah.
Man, appreciate you coming out, man. Already, you already know what it is. RapAboutTV, man. We out.